This is James with Turnkey Home Inspection. We are performing a sewer lateral inspection for the purchase of the property. We started off with the main stack in the basement, a little 4-inch PVC. We did reach the city main, approximately 74 feet from the main stack. Pipe material on the way out is starting up cast iron. We transitioned from cast iron to clay, and then to a PVC pipe, and then back into clay. Pipe does appear to be in serviceable and operable condition. There is a small belly at one point at the clay line, or sorry, the PVC line, and the cast iron does have some scaling. I didn't notice any cracks or anything like that. It just looks like scaling to me, but that scaling sometimes can conceal damage, so I always recommend pipe be cleaned and then re-inspect it. But I wouldn't imagine there'd be any cracks that were too significant. So if there were any cracks, I would imagine they're fairly minor, but we're gonna pull back now. I'll get a second look at all that. Pull back pretty slow to make sure we didn't miss anything. So this orange reddish pipe right here, this is your clay pipe. This would be the original pipe right here. So there's a connection right there. Connections are every about 3 or 4 or 5 feet. All right, so we transition. This is our PVC right here. So here we hit the belly in that PVC I was talking about. Belly only seems to be about 1 inch deep, so I don't think this is going to be much of an issue. Not worth really addressing. I think everything's going to flow through just fine. Maybe have the pipe re-inspected. I don't know, maybe 5 years from now. Make sure we don't get additional settlement. Start the belly out again right here. Very minor belly though. So right there we got an exterior clean out. Another location for you to access the pipe for inspection or maintenance purposes. Click cabling or hydrojet in the pipe if need be. We transition back into the clay pipe. So now we're in the cast iron. See, we're talking about the scaling. So I'm gonna go back real slow on this just to make sure we don't miss anything. Sometimes a lot of this stuff looks like cracks, but it's just actually scaling, starting to chip off. Sorry. You know, on the top right there, on the top left. To me, that looks like just some scaling starting to break away, but the only way to really tell is to get this cleaned up, and that will let you know whether or not that is scale or if that is potentially a crack starting to develop. Now, if there is a crack, I think the pipe will still be in operable condition, but at that point you will make a decision if you want to get this addressed. Have it lined before the pipe. At some point if it's too far gone, we will need to do a complete pipe replacement. Over there in the bottom right, it does look like, you know, maybe a very small hairline crack. But I know I just already said this multiple times, but the only way to determine that would be to have pipe cleaned up. Even there on the left right there, I think that might be a small crack starting to develop. But it also looks like right here, some scaling on the left right there is starting to chip away. tie-in right there at the top on another line. Tying right there on the right. You can see on the bottom, we go up a little bit further. I want to pull out and we'll go back in and show you something. Wipe my lens off real quick. Picking up a lot of grease now. Alright, I'm going to try to run some water, see if I can't get that lens clean. See how we drop in the pipe a little bit right here? Kind of come up. Looks like it's starting to pipe. You see that, like it's starting to trench at the bottom a little bit right there. Wear out more. So that's pretty common. This type of pipe material, where it starts to wear at the bottom, where all the water runs. So it doesn't seem very significant, but I will note that there's trenching starting to develop at the bottom of the pipe. actually seems to be more, wore out here towards when you get down to about 10 feet. You can really see now. It's quite, yeah, just that small section of that cast iron has some white tripping starting to develop. So, I mean, this is a kind of an older home. Cast iron pipe is at this point past its expected lifespan, so it is something that I wouldn't be too surprised to start seeing this pipe starting to fail in the near future. That's why you always want to get it looked at. So there you go. So again, you can see where that water is kind of sitting there at the bottom. They're starting to have that channel develop, so I'll mention that. We're coming up the stack now. Here's where we came in at, right next to the water here, in the laundry area, furnace. So just kind of recap, we had a cast iron on the way out, transition to clay, transition PVC back into clay, just a couple small bellies in the PVC, and the cast iron, some scale build up, along with some, potentially some small cracks, and then some small channeling going on in a section of the cast iron pipe. Recommend that be cleaned up, the scaling, to help determine the condition of the cast iron pipe. And I would recommend or expect for that pipe to have to be repaired or replaced at any time due to its age. So that completes the inspection. Thank you.